Stay tuned.
Hi everybody, I'm Patty Borowitz, and this is the 1042nd edition of Motorsports Unlimited. During the last few weeks, we've been reminding you that the 2007 summer motorsports season is just around the corner, and it's time to get your stuff ready. We've talked about racetrack openings and early season car shows, but do you know what we haven't mentioned? Boating! That's right, folks. Before you know it, it'll be time to put your boat in the water. Don't miss even a moment of the season because you weren't ready. We think it's time to remind you about how cool boating is and the wide variety of ways to enjoy the water. Let's flip the calendar back 13 years and get excited about boating.
Today's edition is a very special one, as it represents our first effort to bring you a show about boats fashioned in the manner of a car show. You see, it occurred to us that something everyone enjoys is a trip to a marina just to look at the beautiful boats. So why not bring our camera and, of course, our lovely ladies of motorsport and take you on a tour and talk to folks about their boats? It turned out to be a great idea thanks to the help of the Seneca Yacht Club on the Illinois River in Seneca, Illinois. Let's join Bill and the girls at Hidden Cove and set the stage for today's program.
Well, look who we've got back today. After a long absence, it must be at least a couple of months, Allison, that you've been away.
But I'm back and ready to go.
Okay, but first we want to know, what have you been doing?
Well, first of all, the biggest thing out of this is I did recently get married.
Right, Allison will go to Great Lakes.
Remember, this was taped in 1994. Allison and her husband eventually had two children who are both teenagers now.
And then you do owe me, what was it, 7-1 that I wasn't going to?
Yeah, but it's got to be something that I can have traced and,
I've got the official document coming next week.
So little Allison D'Amore is married.
Allison D'Amore is married. Secondly, I just got done filming the female version of The Odd Couple. I was one of the starring roles. I was Oscar, which is called Olive Madison in the female version. And also along with that, I had a wonderful whopping case of pneumonia. So it's been a real hectic 2 months, Bill.
You don't want to mention your trip to Europe for your honeymoon?
Well, we went on the honeymoon, of course, after the wedding. We went to Paris and the French Riviera. We had a wonderful time, besides the fact that my lovely husband came down with a terrible infectious case of poison ivy. So he scratched his way through Europe, might I add.
Okay, so this was not exactly uneventful.
No, I'll tell you, everybody says after this last 2 months with the pneumonia and his poison ivy and everything, that if we could make it through that, we can make it through anything. So we're just going to try.
Okay. Again, folks, I'm not really sure. Until I see the papers, I'll report back to you. I think she's just trying to make me look wrong because I said it would never happen.
Well, of course, Bill, I was going to get married even if I didn't want to, just to make you look wrong.
I know that. Okay, Peggy, go ahead now. You're on. I want you to tell our audience what we're going to do here today.
Well, we're going to take a look at some boats and talk with people and hopefully get a nice ride.
Oh, already Allison's been bugging me all the way out here.
I've got my bikini here. I'm ready to go. I want a suntan today, Bill.
No. Wait, but what we're going to do, wait just a minute. Let me explain what we're going to do. Let me explain this. I have been somewhat perplexed by not having enough boating on the program, particularly in these beautiful summer days. We don't do enough with boating. We don't do enough with sport aviation. We really don't do enough with motorcycles. And it occurred to me, our regular viewers know that I like to go down in the Illinois River with our boat whenever we get a chance. I think it's one of the unknown treasures of the Chicagoland area. It's like an hour and 15 minutes from Chicago, and it's a wonderful waterway, and there's a lot of ways to enjoy yourself. And every time I come down here, I always make it a point to take a little cruise through some of the marinas that are there, look at the gorgeous boats. And it occurred to me the last time, this only took years to figure out, wait a minute, why couldn't we do a program,
a boat show,
and do it like we do a car show?
Oh, fun.
Let's go and take a look at the boats and talk to the people and find out why.
Bill said many times, everyone ought to have a boat. It doesn't make any difference if you're into cars, motorcycles, snowmobiles, etc. Boats are universal and fit into all motorsports.
Jack, welcome once again to Motorsports Unlimited. I think the last time we were down here, and I'm going to turn you right to the camera, I think the last time we were down here, it was raining. The season was just beginning. Remember, Allison, we found the one guy getting his boat set up?
What a day that was.
Well, this is considerably different today. It is absolutely gorgeous. We're in the middle of the season. Now, if you'll recall, I approached you and I said, I'd like to do a show about boats, the same way as we do a car show. And that means let's take a look at the boats, let's talk about them technically a little bit, and also a little bit about how you can enjoy them. For example...
Bill, I put all those wheels on the boats. I thought you...
No.
Here in the roadway.
No.
You've got me... You wanted them in the water?
I wanted them in the water.
Put the boats back in the water.
Boats back in the water. So you kindly consented to round up some of your folks here that has some boats that they can show us, a variety of boats, so that we can look at a pontoon boat, we can look at a houseboat, we can look at a speedboat, we can look at a cabin cruiser. I mean, we've got a jillion boats here, and the problem we're going to have is getting everybody in. Hopefully we've identified this correctly. And by the way, if I haven't done this, to make sure we do this right, please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us where you're from.
Well, I'm Jack Cunningham, and I own the Seneca Yacht Club here in beautiful Seneca, Illinois, and we always welcome you back in your clan. As a matter of fact, Bill, I'm going to make you an honorary lifetime member. I've got a shirt over here for you and a license plate bracket for you. So.
Well, I am flattered. I thank you so much.
You came in here that one day in your boat, and it was thundering and storming, and I felt so sorry for you. I thought that if we can get you to come in here, we can pull you out right away when the weather gets bad. Because
well, that's really good. There's a practical side to this too. Now, very quickly, because we're going to have a limited time. The program's only an hour long, and I want to make sure we get this all in. You were this section of the river, and I want the audience to understand this, because very often I'm a person that's gone to the chain of lakes many times and everything, but it has gotten so crowded up there that on a weekend you take your life in your hands water skiing, and down here there's plenty of room.
Well, this is an interesting pond. It's 27 miles long, and it's about 400 foot wide and 14 foot deep, and you can go all the way from Dresden down to a lock in Marseilles. If you want to, you can actually go through Marseilles and go through another lock and go to Peoria and down to Florida. In the other direction, I said you could go 21 miles to the east. You can hit Dresden Lock and go a few more and get in Lake Michigan. So this gives our boaters down here, they have the opportunity to go down south where there's not a lot of river traffic, or go up to the lake and basically enjoy the lake.
So we're talking about, let me make sure I understand, because I never really see the locks. Everybody says, have you been through the locks and all that, and I never really see that part, because I will, generally speaking, I will go in at Morris at that William G. Stratton Park, and I'll work my way up the river. We'll water ski and all that, and we'll end up here, and then we'll kind of eat and all that, and then we'll turn around and kind of work our way back. And I never see, and that's a long distance in there.
This is a unique area because it's the largest pond outside the Chicagoland area, and it's 27 miles. And you can spend your whole day here. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of people coming from the different areas, the different ponds from Chicago down into this pond because of the lack of congestion and also the freedom they have down here. We have sand beaches. You can go out in the boat with the family, pull up, picnic, and have an excellent time.
Yes, let me explain that. This is very informal and quite unique in that as you go along the river, it doesn't seem like anybody owns any of the property. You just can kind of beach your boat on the sand and set up your barbecue, and people do this all the time. It's very cool. It's not crowded. It's really a wonderful area. You keep saying pond, but I assume we're talking about the river, right?
Yes, we're talking about the river, and this is...
That's inside lingo.
Yeah, right. Ponds are between the two locks. And
okay.
This one, there's one up near the Joliet area that's quite small, it's 7 miles, and the one down in Ottawa is probably 13, and Ottawa is about 13 miles long.
And this segment is 27 miles.
27 miles.
Okay, we better get into this because we want to look... I'm sorry, Allison, you had a question?
Yeah, can we put on our bathing suits now?
Well, Allison, we'll see. Yes, Tracy.
Bill, is a lock where there's a change in water level?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lock, what you do is pull in. See, there's different levels for navigation, so that you can have barge traffic going up and down the river. And what you have to do, the ponds are different elevations, so you go into a lock and the water is up high, and you sit there and they pump the water out of the other side. It's like an elevator. It takes you down. Then when you're coming back, it's just the opposite. You come in lower level, they close the lock, they pump it up, and it raises your boat. And it's quite an experience. You folks should try it sometimes.
We really should. As a matter of fact, what I want you guys to know very quickly, and we're going to talk about this during the course of the program, what's cool about this and what I didn't know, and I've been in Chicago since 1955, what I didn't know is right from the Chicago River, you can literally go by water anywhere in the world. Through this course is 7,000 miles of navigable waterway?
Yes. We have a gentleman here I can introduce you to, Ed O'Malley, who had his own 32-foot Carver that went all the way down to Florida. He's been all the way up to Chicago, so he knows this area. He can tell you the names of the different locks you go through, and it's quite an interesting experience to tell you the amount of time and the enjoyment.
No,
you have.
It's very, very cool. So anyhow, I'm going to step in front of you for just a moment, Jack. Please don't run away. Girls, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a great day with the boats, and we'll see about getting you guys a ride. I'm sure somebody here will give you a ride, so if you guys would, everybody together.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Do you recognize the tallest girl next to Allison?
The Illinois River is a fascinating place and a little-known Chicagoland treasure, but to really enjoy it, you need a boat. So today, we're going to learn about boats.
Well, it is my first show back, and I've decided I'm not listening to Bill anyway, and I am wearing a bikini. but I will make him happy by keeping the feathers in my hair. Okay, we're going to go over here to the first boat, which is a pontoon boat. We're going to get the name of the owner and member of the yacht club, first of all.
My name's Harold Setterland.
And where are you from?
Pontiac, Illinois.
Okay, I want to get a little basic rundown. You have a pontoon boat and you're a member here. Tell us what the difference is about these pontoon boats as with some of the other boats with the other motors.
Well, I think a pontoon boat is more versatile for family and friends and just a good party boat. You can pull skiers, but I mean, it's basically a very safe boat, but I think it's a very family-oriented boat, and that's why I bought my pontoon boat.
Okay, I heard you say something earlier that you got this boat because you've got children and grandchildren, and it's a great way for family entertainment. You do that by bringing them out here all the time on the weekends?
Yes, in fact, we were with them early this morning, and we're only a half hour away from Pontiac, and it's a very simple drive up here, and it's, like I say, with the grandchildren, they can run around, and you don't have to worry about them going overboard or anything like that, and that's what I'm very happy about.
Well, it's a beautiful boat. Can you tell me what kind of engine you have in this boat?
I have an Evinrude 70, and like I say, if you don't have too many passengers, we can pull skiers on it. It's an all-around boat, I call it. I love it.
And it is kind of nice because it looks like you can sit and eat lunch and do all the fun stuff like that, too.
Right. You can sit and play cards even. We have a table, but we didn't put that up today. But it's an all-around, and believe it or not, we have a portable potty back here in case anybody has problems that way.
Oh, is that wonderful? Okay, I'm going to get around and get everyone else's names here.
It's right here.
The portable potty. We're getting a point there. Could you tell us your name and where you're from?
Rose LaRussa from Pontiac, Illinois.
And you?
I am Ron LaRussa. I'm the husband of this lovely young lady.
How wonderful. And you guys enjoy the boat a lot?
Oh, wonderful. We like the slow pace.
Okay, let's go up to the... Wait, oh, here's one. Okay, and who are you?
Kathy French, and I'm from Pontiac, Illinois.
And how do you like the boat?
I love it. It's fun.
Okay, let's get up to the front. And your name?
Brenda LaPiccolo from Pontiac, Illinois.
And also love the boat?
Yes.
Ooh, Bill, come on out. You have to get all the technical details. I want to just start cruising around.
Allison, I hope that we are not making our audience seasick, because I should say that the pier is actually kind of a floating pier that we're shooting from, and we're rocking here, and you wouldn't believe when you're standing there waiting to be called in how dizzy you get with the one thing moving and not in relationship to the other.
Well, if you are watching the show, take one of those seasick pills and it won't bother you.
Right, because you got to use the boating anyhow.
That's right.
Okay, the point that I want to make here, it looks like you covered everything I wanted to cover on the thing, and that's great. The point that I want to make is this is all different kinds of ways of enjoying boating. There are some of us, like some people like myself, who want the big, give me 2 big block Chevys and the 100-mile-an-hour boat. That's one way to enjoy it, but you give up something for that. And what you give up is this, which is just a terrific kind of a family boat, and it's also, I think you said it was a party boat, correct?
It's a party boat and family boat.
You bet. I think these boats offer wonderful versatility. I was surprised when you said you could pull a skier with it, though.
Yes, we can. We can. We got a 70 on here, and we can pull a skier on it.
Okay, so this is a way of doing boating, and I guess you're also an Illinois River fan.
I love it. That's right, that's right. See this here? Do it on the river.
Yeah, but wait a minute, though. Do you kind of share one of the things that troubles me about doing this is one of the nice things about the river is it's not real crowded, and I hate to bring, I want to share it with you guys, but I want to use it up for myself. Do you know what I mean?
That's right, exactly right.
Okay, we can use a few more people, though, yes.
You're being selfish. It's a very big river.
Well, you're exactly right. Now, we've got a ton more to look at. I want to thank you folks for spending a little time with us, and Allison, I'm standing right next to you. Please tell the folks.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Pontoon boats are wonderful for laid-back cruising down the river afternoons. Now let's look at a kind of boat for living on the river.
Well, I'm standing way up here atop of this 35-foot houseboat. And Crystal, I guess you're going to drive?
You bet.
Okay, we're going to go down and see if we could find the owner and whoever else we might find on this boat. Okay, this is a boat for the entire family, cruising all the way down the Illinois River, and down as far as the Mississippi. Oh, who do we have here?
I'm Judy. I'm from Bolingbrook. I'm doing my needlepoint and getting some sun at the same time.
Okay, Judy, what relationship are you to the owner of this boat?
He's my father.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm sure we're going to find some other people here. Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, Chuck, I'm probably not in range here. Going down some steps. Hopefully you'll see me up here so I don't fall and break my butt here. Oh, who do we have here?
I'm Lynn, and I'm his youngest daughter.
There's a lot of people on this boat. How many people do you think we could fit on this boat?
Quite a few. We've got quite a few on here.
Well, the owner told me earlier that you sleep about 6 and as many children as we could pack in there.
Yeah, and we can also put a 10 on top, and we can sleep a couple extra more up there.
Great, for the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren. Yeah. Here I am. Close quarters. Okay, we found the owner. How are you doing?
How are you?
Good, thanks. And would you introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, my name is Giles Lyons. I'm from Tinley Park, Illinois.
Wonderful. And I love this boat, and you told me many good things. I'm going to bring Bill in. He's going to ask you some more questions.
Okay.
Well, Tracy, I gave you quite a chore there, didn't I?
Yes, a trek.
Yeah, she's absolutely pooped. I'm going to come right back to you, but I want to make sure we get everybody in on the act. If I can get the microphone cable away from you, Tracy. Okay. And you are?
Dutch Hayden.
And where are you from?
Bolingbrook, Illinois.
And you are?
Charlotte Cothran from Posen.
And?
David Cothran from Posen.
Okay, it looks like this is a fun way to spend an afternoon.
Oh, very relaxing.
Yeah, it really is nice. And I want to talk a little bit about technically what we're trying to help our audience understand today on this boat show that we're doing just like we do car shows is we want people to understand a little bit about the difference between boats. Obviously, somebody like me is going to look for some big 454, 454 engine Baja boat or something. But I also watch the other guys when I'm out with my little boat. It seems like people with pontoon boats have a great deal of fun. And one of the things that, believe it or not, maybe because I'm 51 years old now, really appeals to me is when I see these houseboats that the people almost seem to live on the river. I think that's very cool. Do you do that or do it like a summer home? Or?
Well, at least it's like a summer home. We come down here, enjoy our weekends, and we have taken some trips on it also, down almost to the Mississippi. And a houseboat, you got a lot of room, and you can bring a lot of guests aboard.
Really, I mean, it really is nice, and it almost does seem, now I've talked to some people since the time I spent on the river, there are people that actually live on a houseboat year-round.
Oh, yes, there's a lot of people, especially down southern part of the country, that a lot of people live on houseboats year-round, but we can't do it up here. I'd love to do it, but we just can't do it, and of course a houseboat is a relaxing, slow-moving boat. It's not a fast boat.
You're not going to pull skiers with it?
No, you're not. A skier would fall off a houseboat. You'd take it too long to turn around and to pick them up in case they got in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. This is a whole different kind of boating, but one that's also very enjoyable. Now, I want to ask you about the power plant engines, because we do this is Motorsports Unlimited, and we want to know the technical details. What have you got in here?
All I got was what they call a Windsor. It's a Ford boat made for a Ford engine made for boats. It's a V drive. It's one engine motor. It's about 275 horsepower. It's not a fast boat. As I explained, about 15 to 20 miles an hour I could get out of it.
I just think it would be great fun. One day, if I was ever in a position to do it, I'd love to take a year on a houseboat and just cruise all the various channels that are available. I understand there's 7,000 miles of navigable waterway, all available to the public for free.
Oh, yes, and your locks on the Illinois, they're all accommodating. They get you in and get you out as soon as they can. Ooh, I can say one thing about the lock masters down through here. Very accommodating.
Okay, so you enjoyed it a great deal.
Very much, very much.
Okay, thanks for spending some time with us. And Chuck, I would like you to just pull your shot back. I can't get back to the other girls, but I want to do one nice pan of the boat so we take one last look at this thing. This is absolutely a cool way to spend more than just an afternoon. I think you could spend a few weeks on a boat like this. What do you think, Tracy? Would that be fun?
Yes, it would. With the entire family.
No, exactly. No, like I say, there's more than one way to enjoy boating, and that's what I want the public to come to understand if they learn anything about from our show today. If you would, please tell the folks.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Bill mentioned Baja boats a couple
Do you remember this girl yet?
Just to see what he was talking about, and we found a beauty. Watch.
Hi, I'm in awe of this boat, and so I'm just going to start off with the basics here. Can I have your name and where you're from?
Sure. My name is Mark Miller, and I'm from Elgin, Illinois.
Okay, and we're going to travel to the back here. And what is your name?
Matthew Miller, and my name is Matthew Miller, and I'm from Illinois.
Okay, and your name?
My name is Adam Ivan Miller, and I'm from Elgin, Illinois.
Okay, and this lovely lady here?
I'm the mother of all these. I'm Teresa Miller.
Okay, and we have one more here.
My name is Max Miller, and I'm from Illinois.
Okay, and Bill, this is too much for me. Here you go.
Yeah, I've just been nosing around downstairs because there is nobody on the face of this earth. A Baja boat is something like a Corvette. There is nobody on the face of the earth that doesn't love a Corvette, and nobody doesn't love a Baja boat. These are hot rods. I think we're getting closer to the stuff that I really like now, although I must say, I'm 51 years old, and I have developed an appetite for those pontoon boats and for those houseboats too. It's a different kind of fun, but I must say, this is, for me, this is more like a Ferrari. Tell us a little bit about the boat. What have we got?
Well, Baja is a family performance boat, and they specialize in very outrageous looking boats, color-wise and interiors and performance.
Yes, our girls match, as a matter of fact. The boat is all hot pink in here. It's very cool looking. What kind of engine we got in this one?
This has a 7.4, which is a 454 Mercruiser.
So we got a big 454 Chevy in here.
Right, exactly.
Okay, there are Bajas that also pack two 454s.
Oh yeah, well, I am a Baja dealer. Grand Sports Center, that's who owns this boat. You know, we have two stores. We have a store in Morris, Illinois, and we have a store in River Grove, Illinois.
And they do have Bajas with two motors in them.
Oh, absolutely. They have boats up to 42 feet. Actually, they have a triple engine boat. So you could have triple 502s, triple 454s.
Wait, we've got a question here. Yes, Allison?
What would you do with that much horse? I mean, would that be more for racing? That is not a joy boat. That's not for water skiing. You could go flying.
The best way I can say it, and I don't know how to say it, characterize it for our audience any other way than this. It's a little bit like how low cut should a blouse be, how short should a skirt be. That's kind of what it boils down to. If you have a real appetite for the exotic, this is where it's at.
It just seems like there's so much horsepower you couldn't really enjoy the full throttle on that. So anyway.
Oh yeah, you can. You can enjoy the acceleration. The speed of this boat. What kind of speed are we looking at here?
This is a 55-mile-an-hour boat.
Okay, and they do, I know Bajas, they do have Bajas that are 100-mile-an-hour boats.
Well, it's horsepower, you know, however you
just keep
power
adding
the boat.
engines.
Just keep adding horsepower, that's it.
Okay, this is another way to enjoy. But as a matter of fact, we've got, go ahead and demonstrate what you want to demonstrate. I want the audience to see this. Go ahead, Marlissa. Marlissa is so tall, she discovered that she could do, like, Chuck, you got to look right over here with your camera shot because she's all excited about this. And so I know how to close this piece out. Marlissa, I want you to look over here and tell the folks.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Speedboats are wonderful, but how about something for those wanting speed and room?
Now this is my kind of boat. What I'm walking on is the 1994 Maxim, and it sleeps about 7 people, which is why it's my kind of boat. It almost has a apartment luxury, maybe like a condo or something. You can shower, you can sleep, you can party on it all day and night. I'm over here to the owner, and I'm going to get his name and where he's from.
Mike Stanko out of Aurora.
And tell me a little bit about your boat. I understand it goes about 40 miles an hour, which means not only do we have luxury of an apartment-style boat or condo, or this boat, but we have a little bit of speed, which makes it perfect.
Well, it's a 27-foot cruiser. Cruises at about 40 miles an hour. It's got full kitchen facilities, full bedroom facilities, bath facilities, hot and cold running water. And it's running a big 8 block engine, which is about 450 horsepower, 452 horsepower.
So then you can probably pull skiers and tubers and things like that, as well as hang out all weekend.
Very easily.
Okay, well, one more little thing. Bill, you might as well start walking your way in. Right under me is an entire bedroom. An entire bedroom, folks. I can't believe it. I'm jealous. This guy is a wonderful piece of art in this water. Bill, please.
Well, very, very nicely done, Marlissa. And again, I hope what we're showing the audience is all of the different ways there are to enjoy boating. This is another way. I was interested to find out that this huge boat, in addition to having full living facilities, almost like a houseboat, in addition to that, you can easily pull skiers on it. As a matter of fact, I'm a little bit chagrined to admit this thing is faster than my little 15.5-foot boat. Sir, can you step over here just a little bit? Yes, Allison.
I was just going to make a comment, too. By looking at it, you wouldn't realize the facilities that are on some of these boats. You almost have to come and talk to these people to know what's in them.
Exactly, and Chuck, if you can broaden the shot, if you haven't already done so, and take a look at the boat itself, it almost looks more like a speedcraft or something like that, rather than a boat that is, I don't know, I would say very close to a houseboat.
Yeah, it's got both advantages, and it's also easy to beach it, so you can go on the beaches, camp, swim, or do what you want to do.
Okay, I want to talk about one other thing, though, is one of the advantages that I think of the smaller boats is that they're very trailerable, easy to launch on a trailer. This one does not look like it would be an easy boat to trailer.
No, you can't trailer this unless you get special permit. It's got a 9'8" beam on it, which is over the maximum for towing on the highways in Illinois.
Ah, so that means that this is one of those where you have to kind of put it in the water and it has to stay there.
That's correct.
Okay, folks, now, again, the thing that I'm trying to help you understand is that everything is a compromise. If you have a little boat like mine, I have the advantage. In fact, I'm going to puff my chest up a little bit, and I don't know how I can do this with this in the face of this gorgeous piece of equipment. But on a little boat like mine, you can go and pick your waterway and go anywhere you want to go. But on the other hand, I can't sleep 7 or impress anyone.
Bill, with something like this, if it's got to be in the water, how do they keep that up when the water freezes over, for example?
Well, presumably it's pulled out in the winter.
Yeah, you take it out and you winterize it and store it.
Okay.
Okay, listen, great. Did somebody, I'm sorry, just, she's got a question. I'm going to have to repeat this because I can't get down to her with my microphone cable. Go ahead, Tracy. Okay, I know your question. Each of the boats, as a matter of fact, Chuck, I don't know if you can do it, but just swing your camera shot to those other boats down there and look at I'm going to call them a pointy nose on them. We're talking about a little area where a person could actually walk out on, and I have a feeling that there is something of a prestige involved in who's got the largest one of those things sticking out. If you step over here just a little bit, sir, help us. What is that called and what's the deal there?
It's called a pulpit, and basically it's where your forward light is for running at night. It's your anchor holder, and it's also for observation. If you're running in shallow water, you want to see bottom, or you're fishing, you can spot it from there.
Okay, and I have a feeling there is some ego involved with who has the most pulpit.
I don't know, I think it just comes with the boat.
Okay, I know guys, and I have a feeling that that's very important. I know it would be with me. Allison, I'm right by you, so if you would, please tell the folks.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Here is the answer to our question. Marlissa is Peggy's sister.
From a full cabin cruiser, let's move to a beautiful example of a cuddy cabin.
Found here today someone else another way to enjoy boating. To my understanding, this is a cuddy cabin. Could you explain that, please?
A cuddy cabin is a boat that has a small cabin in the front that you can store lots of stuff in, and if you pull it all out, you can sleep in there.
By the way, what is your name and where are you from?
I'm Rich Ely, and this is my wife Rita. We're from Lamont, Illinois.
Lamont, Illinois. And to my understanding here, this has a car engine in this boat. What does it do?
It makes the boat go.
How fast can it go?
This boat will do about 45 miles an hour with a couple people in it.
Oh. Do you go tubing in the back of this? Yes, I tube and I water ski and do whatever else is out there to do. Wonderful. I think I'll get Bill in for the technical things here.
Well, Peggy, nicely done. And they said they'd be gentle with you because you're new with the program. You're brand new. And instead of being gentle with you, right away he teases you about the boat because we want to find out about the motor and all that. I'm going to come right back to you because everybody knows on Motorsports Unlimited we never ignore the pretty girls. But first of all, technically, the boat, what do we got in for an engine?
It's a 305 Chevy. It's rated at 240 horsepower.
Really? You're running a small block? That's a surprise.
That's a little more economical, and it does everything we need it to do as far as pulling skiers. We've had 2 boys barefooting behind the boat, and that's enough.
Yeah, if you can do 2 guys barefooting, that's going pretty good. Now, I understand your wife, and I'm sorry I couldn't hear from over there. Your name was?
Rita.
Rita, I understand that you're quite a water skier.
Well, I try.
This then, you wanted a boat like this specifically for water skiing?
Correct. My daughter and my son also water ski, so we have a family. We do it as a family sport.
Okay, I want to tell our audience that the boat we looked at just before this one would have been called a cabin cruiser. This one is called a cuddy cabin, and I've always said that a cuddy cabin is kind of my favorite style. And what it is essentially is that it's a runabout or a speedboat for a guy that kind of thinks maybe he wants a cabin cruiser, but doesn't really. He still wants a speedboat, so they give you sort of a cabin up front. How many people can you sleep?
2.
Right, 2 people. So it's not actually, we can't give you inside camera shots because it's not really luxurious quarters or anything like that, but there's enough room that, in fact, Chuck, if you can do that, broaden your shot and take a look at the forward end of the boat, and there's a couple of portholes there, and there is actually sleeping area up there.
Yes, there is. There's for 2, and then people could sleep out here too if we needed extra space.
Okay, now I have to ask the question, just like cars and people with airplanes, people with boats, they always long for something else. I don't care what they've got. If a guy's got a Ferrari, he wants to get a Porsche. What would be your next choice?
Eventually a cabin cruiser.
You want more
Oh,
space.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So we could spend the night and take trips on it.
Now let's see if their tastes vary. How about yourself? Cabin cruiser next?
I think something a little bigger than this, yeah. We'd like something we could spend some time on, come down and spend a weekend versus just a day cruiser like this. We don't spend much time sleeping here.
Okay, and how long is this boat?
This is 23 foot.
Now, can you trailer this one? Is it practical to trailer it or no?
It trailers at well over 4,000 pounds. I got a four-wheel drive that I tow it with, but anything less than that, you wouldn't. It's a big V8 four-wheel drive. You wouldn't want to tow it with much less than that, I don't believe.
So we're getting, at this length, at 23 foot Cuddy cabin, we're getting to the point where it's not really practical to trailer them.
You can do it, but it's a lot more work.
It's a chore.
Yes, it is.
Okay, again, folks, what I want you to understand is boating is very much like every other kind of motorsport. There are compromises to be made. I mean, if you want to do drag racing and you want a top fueler, don't expect to carry passengers. And something like this, if you want to do water skiing, this is sort of an ideal water skiing boat, but it's not something you really spend a week on and sleep in it and shower and all that.
That's correct.
So everything is compromised. So this is a great boat. Did we get a speed on this? Do you know about how fast it goes?
About 45 miles.
I was going to say, if you can pull barefoot water skiers,
Right.
yeah, you got to have some real speed. So this is really nice. Now, can I put you to work for a second?
Sure.
Okay, what I want you to do is look over there at our camera and tell the folks.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
We've been so excited about the beautiful boats, we almost forgot to introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm Crystal Kuchan.
I'm Peggy O'Donnell.
I'm Marlissa Weber.
I'm Tracy Allen.
And I'm Allison Demore.
Thank you, girls. Now let's get back to the boats with a fine example of an ocean liner.
How about it? Have you spotted the boat that's right for you yet? Our girls have.
What we have here is your basic ocean liner. This boat is an absolute monster. I don't think this is something you could really water ski off, but I think it won the hearts of our girls, and first of all, you are.
I'm Jim Stiles.
And where are you from, Jim?
I'm from Aurora.
Okay, don't run away. I'm going to be back and find out about your boat, but first, we've got a pretty girl here. We're going to make sure we include her, and you are.
Paula Stiles.
Sounds like a relation. You're the daughter.
No, spouse.
Okay, we'll be back to you. Don't run away. I want to make sure we get everybody in here, and you are.
Jason Stiles.
Also related.
Yeah, I'm the son.
Okay, we got that one right. We got the son, and you are.
Andreas Altmüller.
And I understand that you're from Germany and don't understand a lot of English.
I understand a lot of English, but it's hard to talk for me because I'm not used to it. I came 2 weeks ago over here, and so I'm still practicing my English.
Okay, well, you sound great to me. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's fine over here.
Okay, great, because one of these days I'd love to do a reverse and go and visit Germany, but I'll be back. Don't run away. Now, let me get up here and find out about this ocean liner. Tell us about your boat. Is it right to call this a boat?
This is a small boat.
This is a small boat.
A small boat.
You haven't seen mine. You don't know how much you're insulting me, but go ahead. My small boat would easily go inside of your cabin here. Tell us, what is this?
This is a 27-foot Carver. It's Antigua. And it's just a very basic boat. It sleeps about 6 people, and it sleeps 4 up front, and then it has a queen-size bed for the wife and I in the back with a twin engine, and it just gets around. It's just a nice little party boat for 8-10 people.
And what kind of engine?
It's just 180s, just twin 180s.
Twin 180s. So would that be what, small block Chevys or big blocks, or do you know?
Just small block.
2 small block Chevys.
2 small blocks.
Would it be possible to pull a water skier behind something like this?
You could, but it'd be difficult. It doesn't go that fast. This is just for cruising, day cruising.
It'd be awful hard to make the turn if somebody fell off and go back and pick them up and all that, as far as the water skier if they fell.
No, it's pretty easy to do that. It's a very easy boat to drive.
Okay.
It's a very small boat with a twin engine. This is probably the smallest twin engine boat they make.
Okay, why did you select a boat? We're trying to help our audience understand that, number one, there's lots of different ways to enjoy boating, and you make compromises. No matter what you select, you make compromises. If a person selects, for example, a jet ski, that's fine. They can carry it in their trunk and all that, and it's easy to carry, and they can throw it in the water anywhere, but on the other hand, you can't take 10 people out. When you have something like this is fine, but obviously you can't throw it in the trunk of your car. What made you decide on a boat like this?
That's probably crazy. It's a lot of money. It's more money than you really want to get into. It's a party boat. It's something that you want to entertain on, take people out. Like Andreas from Germany. It's the first time he's been out here. He was on our boat, our smaller boat. It was a ski boat 3 years ago when he was here, and we just traded up to this boat. And so we could sleep on it, go overnight trips, things like that.
And apparently the Illinois River is, because I must admit, while I've got a little 16-foot fiberglass boat, I must admit I see boats that are enormous on the Illinois River. Apparently you can put big boats on this river.
Well, certainly. We have a 55-foot boat in our harbor over here, and you can go 50, 60-foot boats on the Illinois River pretty easily.
Okay, now don't run away. I want to talk to your wife for a minute. Did you have anything to do with the decision of buying this boat?
No.
This was all his?
This was his idea.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a favorite kind of a boat if you had your choice that you'd get?
This size, maybe a little larger, something that we can just go up and down the river on. Just relax.
Okay, let me find out from your son, because I know one of these guys is going to tell me that they want a ski boat or a hydroplane or something. How about yourself? This would be your boat selection?
Well, I like this boat, but I like the smaller ski boat better.
Okay, you want something with a car engine sticking out in stacks and all that?
Not necessarily that, but something that could pull me water skiing or knee boarding.
Okay, so you want more of a performance boat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to ask the gentleman from Germany, do you have stuff like this over there? Is it pretty similar?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, and what kind of a boat would be your ideal?
Oh, hard to say. Maybe something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it is hard to say, and it doesn't make any difference what boat you pick. You're making compromises, and you wish you'd had the other one at certain times and all that. So apparently it's like motorcycles when you're trying to decide, should I get an off-road bike or an on-road bike, and should I get a 1,000cc or should I get you need all of them. Agreed?
Well, when I was talking with my friends about the boats, his best advice was before you sign the papers, just upgrade, get a bigger one.
Yeah, exactly, because no matter which one you buy, you want a bigger one. Right?
Always 1 2 foot more.
Okay, can I put you to work for a second? I want to thank all you folks for spending a little time with us. It is a great boat, and this was what, 27 Carver?
This is 27 Carver.
Great boat. Can I put you to work for 1 second?
Sure.
Okay, I want you to look at our camera over there, and he's taking a look at our girls on the thing, and what I want you to do is I want you to tell the camera.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Next, Bill found another Baja. This one has a very potent big block Chevy engine. Watch.
Doing shows about boating is always fun because they are beautiful to look at. And according to Bill, there are always girls in bathing suits.
Well, I've just been down in the underneath taking a look at the big 510 cubic inch engine that powers this thing. And Allison, I got to say that you have been terrible today. Since the very beginning of this show, you have been begging every boater here to go for a ride. And every Baja boat you see, you're right after these folks.
You know what? And they keep telling me no.
I know. I keep telling them you got a show to do and we got to finish the show.
But can't we have some fun too?
Well, this is fun. She's ready with her bikini. She's been ready since the beginning of the show. She doesn't want to do a television show. She wants to go for rides on boats. Am I right?
Well, Bill, I grew up around this all my life. This is bringing back all my childhood memories.
Okay, well, first we're going to do the show though, and then we'll see if we can get you right on the boat. And this, of course, is one of these great Baja boats. And like I said before, like Sarah Lee, nobody doesn't love a Baja boat. These are the Corvettes of the boating industry. Do I have that about right?
Yeah, you do have it. It's very well-built boat. Very well-built boat. We're very happy with it.
Not only is it well-built, it's also one of those things that has a certain kind of a following, like a Ferrari or something like that. The name is a little magical. Would you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. It is.
Yeah, see, you didn't think I knew all that. Now, wait just a minute. Allison, she's going to beg for a ride here again. I know it.
Well, yes, I will, but I have a question first. You were talking about the Baja boats. Do the Baja boats generally only make the more faster, souped-up boats, or do they also have a Baja style of pontoon boat and of, the different boats we've been seeing?
I get your question. Good question. Is to my knowledge, because the only ones we talk about, because we're race car kind of guys, is the fancy fast ones. Do they make other boats, or is it always the high performance stuff?
No. They make cruisers. I'm sure they make a 30 to 35, 38 foot cruiser. I've seen them, and pontoon boats. I don't know if they make them, but I'm sure that they have them.
Okay, but the ones we care about are the high performance stuff, right?
A lot of high performance stuff.
First of all, your name is
Michael Vittorio out of Naperville.
Okay, don't run away. And you are
Paul
Costa out of
Naperville.
Okay, hold on 1 second. And you are
Donna Vittorio out of Naperville.
Okay, I understand this is your boat. You drive it all the time and build the engine.
No, that's Michael built the engine.
So in other words, he drags you into this kicking and screaming.
He drives it in kicking and screaming, and this is our grandson, and he just loves to follow on.
Oh boy, this is a great boat to follow. Well, you've got a grandson magnet here. I'll tell you right now. That's what this is. Tell us about the boat. What have we got here?
Well, it's a 510 cubic inch, what they call a bow tie block. It's a special block. It's not full race, but it's putting out about 450 horsepower at 5,000 RPM. It'll run in the mid-60s. If I gutted it and emptied it out, I suppose I could push it to 68 with no 100 gallon. It'll hold 100 gallons, so if you run it down to about 25 or 30 gallons and one guy in it, I've pushed it close to 68 miles an hour.
This is a very fast boat.
And it's a well-handling boat. One of the nice things about a 24-degree hull Baja is it stays in the water. It doesn't porpoise, and it hangs in there. It doesn't come up on you. And it's a well-handling boat, good handling boat.
Hold on, we got a question again from Allison. Yes, Allison.
If he takes us for a ride, he'll have a lot of granddaughters.
Yeah. Well, I do want to ask this question because we are trying to help the audience understand boating, and there's lots of different ways to enjoy boating. When it gets to this class of boat, you kind of have a choice between, I assume this is a deep V, and the catamaran styling. Why did you select the deep V?
The deep V is better for a family boat. With the deep V, I've got the cabin underneath. We have a porta potty. You have a little bit more if you wanted to stay overnight. You have room for it. And a 25 to 27-foot catamaran usually doesn't have that much cabin area because they're hollow in the front, and they're probably a faster hull, but they don't give you the room. You have a combination of a speedboat and you got a family boat in this Baja.
Okay, we are getting warned with the end of the tape and everything. That's a great answer, and I want to expand on that just a little bit, and I'll do that in a later interview. Thanks for spending some time with us, folks. This has been great. And Peggy, we left you up here all by yourself, or perhaps you'd tell the folks.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
With the advent of personal watercraft, enjoying the Illinois River is within reach of everyone. Let's meet a couple of folks that do it that way.
Now this is another way to enjoy boating, and the one in the front here, I know that the girls, some of our girls, Allison, you're going to remember, that's one of those Polaris Sea Lions that you guys like so much.
Oh, sure, that was a lot of fun. You know what I was thinking, too? I was thinking, we're looking at all these boats. Since I got married, I've also inherited a wave runner, a pontoon boat.
Oh, wait a minute, your point. This is a Sea Lion. This guy's got a wave runner here. You're going to get in trouble.
Well, a wave runner. I don't even know what kind we have. We have a pontoon boat and a speedboat, so this is kind of fun for me.
We can do a show there.
Because I'm learning about all the boats I've just inherited.
Okay. First of all, you are?
Dave Drank.
And Dave, tell us about what you've got here.
Got a Polaris 750. It's the 94 model with the trim.
Sea Lion?
Yeah.
With the power trim?
Yep.
Okay, don't run away. Let me get down here. And you, sir, have the ones that everybody refers to them all the same thing as a wave runner, but please tell us your name first.
My name is Darren Kester.
Where are you from, Darren?
I'm from Lyle.
Okay, what have you got?
Got Yamaha Wave Runner 3.
Okay, and which boat, which one of these, I'm going to call them both wave runners, but which one of them is faster?
That one right there.
Really, the Sea Lion?
Yes.
Okay, and how big a motor have you got?
Same size as that one, 750.
Okay, these guys are going to take off now, and I wanted you folks to see that there are all kinds, from ocean liners down to wave runners. There's all kinds of ways to enjoy the water. If you guys would go ahead and fire them up. Yes, Allison?
I have a ride on these?
Well, maybe. We've got to get the program done first. Guys, thanks a lot.
Next, we found a fine example of an open bow design.
Some married woman, Allison, you got to stop doing that kind of stuff now that you're married, for Pete's sake. First of all, one of the boats that I think is sort of ideally styled is these open bow designs. It seems to me, and I'm not a boat expert, but it seems to me that it makes ideal use of the available space. I often wish that my boat had an open bow so we could put a couple more people in it. We're going to find out about that. First of all, you are?
Tom.
Tom?
Badali.
Where are you from, Tom?
Tinley Park.
Ah, Tinley Park. Did you know that that's the home of the American Street Rod?
Of course I did.
Okay. I'm not sure it's official. I just think it is because everybody with a street rod seems to be from Tinley Park. And you are?
Karen.
Karen?
Badali.
Oh, so you're related.
Right, we're married, I guess.
Oh, I thought you were the daughter. Okay. Can you tell us this one's name?
This is Kyle.
And John, if you can swing your shot back to the other end, the one closest to us, and then the other one?
Chad, and then Tyler.
Chad and Tyler at the other end. It looks like you guys have fun as a family boating.
Oh, we love it. The kids love it.
And when I came up to you, I said I'm interested in the open bow design. And John, if you can, maybe you can broaden your shot so we can show the open bow design. You seem to be very enthusiastic about that.
Oh, I love the open bow, especially for the kids. You know, they love to sit up in the front. That's my favorite spot up there, too. You know.
No, it is. I'm surprised that all boats aren't kind of done that way. And how about downside? Is there a downside to having the open bow?
Not necessarily. It gives you the room.
The
and,
downside would
the
be no
accessibility
cuddy
to get to
cabin.
the front for docking or loading, unloading, anything of that nature.
Okay, tell us about the boat, the kind it is, the motor, and like that.
It's a 21.5-foot bayliner. It's got a V8 Chevy in it, 305 V8, and it's an all-around boat. Fishing, skiing, just plain cruising.
You enjoy it then?
Most definitely.
And if you were going to get another one, what would you go? Would you go bigger, faster? What would be your criteria?
Typical guy thing, probably faster.
You want a bigger, faster boat?
Not necessarily bigger, just faster.
Okay, is this boat trailerable?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this is still a useful somewhere in the 21 to 23 foot area. It gets impractical.
Right. Actually, up to 24 foot they consider a yacht, and then you go up with everything: price, towing capability, running expenses, etc.
Okay, well, listen, I want to thank you folks for spending a little time with us. You got a question from Allison here, and we're running out of program. So
I just want to say thank you to Seneca Yacht Club for picking such a beautiful day to do this. This has been wonderful.
Yeah, they ordered it, as a matter of fact. We knew there wouldn't be any problem. Can I put you to work for 1 second, please, miss? I'd like you to look at the camera over there, and I want you to say...
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Part of the charm of the Illinois River is camping on its banks, and we found 3 boaters just returning from their weekend of camping on the river.
We want to talk about something here that doesn't involve the boats, so we don't need you guys. You guys just enjoy yourself out there. What I want to talk about is the camping on the river, but first of all, your name is?
Kevin Brown.
Where are you from, Kevin?
Des Plaines, Illinois.
Okay, hold on. And you are?
Joe Ruppel, Des Plaines.
And?
Steve Markowitz, Elk Grove.
Okay, who's the boss here? Who's running the boat? That's yours. Okay, it's yours. Okay, camping on the river. I always notice when I'm taking my little boat in here, I notice all kinds of little tents and little fires and everything like that, but it seems real informal, like you don't have to ask people's permission from property or something. How does it work?
That's not true.
Okay, tell us what you have to do.
Well, you just have to clean up after yourselves and
oh no,
you're supposed to let them know that you're going to be out there, so they know.
Who do you let know?
The owners of the land. You have to find out who they are.
But it's like 30 miles here. How do you find out?
Gotta find out.
Really? That's the procedure?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait, what's that?
We found that out today. The owner of the land came down and no, he didn't really kick us out or anything, but he just said, you guys should let me know and everything like that.
Okay, so that's how you do it, folks. Because, like I say, it seems so informal there that everybody seems to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Sure, it's only right to do that.
Well, I agree. I was almost thinking it was state property or something because I see everybody with their boats pulled up.
I'm sure some of it is, but we just don't know which part it is.
Which part it is? Okay, guys, listen, we've got to fly. Thanks for spending a little time with us. It's a cool place to camp, though.
Yeah, real fun, a lot of fun.
Okay, hold on here because we got to close this piece, and we've got Marlissa in good position to do that. If I'm not rocking the camera, please tell the folks.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back. Of course, it goes without saying that when camping or stopping along the riverbanks to always clean up afterwards. Enough said? Now you know Allison's been angling for a boat ride all day, and I think she finally talked somebody into it. Watch.
Could we have a more perfect boat to complete our day here? This is absolutely gorgeous. First of all, your name is?
Bob Early.
Where are you from, Bob?
Manuka, Illinois.
Okay, that must be the town of the stock car drivers. I bet you don't know that.
I didn't know that.
No, because it seems like every racetrack show we do with stock car guys, there's at least one or two of them that are from Manuka, so there must be a lot of interest there. I didn't know, do you have water in Manuka?
Oh, sure we do.
Really? What body of water goes there?
The Illinois River?
Oh, it runs right along Manuka also?
Yeah.
Your boat. Obviously, it takes our breath away. It's absolutely gorgeous. What have we got here?
This is a 94 Baja 290. They call it their wide body. It's made by Baja.
How long is it?
It's 29 feet, 30 feet.
And what kind of a engine package?
There are twin engines in this. They're Mercruiser 350 Magnums.
About how fast can this go?
In the low 50s, 52, 54.
That's incredibly fast for a boat of this size, don't you think so?
Yeah, it's a 10,000, 11,000 pound boat, and that's pretty good for a boat of that weight.
I'd say it's really cooking. Now, what I want you to tell our audience about is I want you to tell them about the interior. I'm telling you, we've seen so many gorgeous interiors today, but this one has got to take the cake over all of them. What have we got down there?
Well, it's fully loaded. The boat's got air conditioning and heat on it. It's got a stove, microwave, TV set, video player. I had to get those for the kids. That's what boating means to them. And it's got a stereo system in it, closet, lavatory, shower, hot water, just about anything you can have at home you got here.
How many people can you sleep?
You can sleep 6 adults on here and probably 2 to 4 more kids, so up to 10 people depending on how big they are.
Okay, why did you specifically select this? Apparently you're a boater for a long time. Why did you specifically, we want the audience to understand. I mean, you can do catamarans, you can do, and by the way, I wanted to pick up on that a little later. I talked about catamaran. There is a reason that people don't get catamarans, even though it's a faster hull and probably corners better, because you give away too much interior space. Do I have it right?
That's correct.
Okay, so you didn't want to sacrifice the interior space?
No.
Okay, what other reasoning would you select a boat like this over something else? What were you trying to accomplish?
Well, the chief reason I selected this is my wife told me I'd like this kind of boat the most.
Boy, that's a lot of power.
But actually, that's a kind of a true story. But no, it's a practical boat too, because I had a few what I guess you'd call high-performance boats before this, and I still like that aspect of boating, but you're limited what you can do to those. You just go up and down the river or wherever you got it kind of fast, and then you're done. You burn some gas, and that's about it. Here, the kids and I, my wife, we spend the evenings on it. We take it out and have picnics, and you can do a lot more with the boat. So, and 50, 54 is still reasonable speed. You can water ski with this thing. You know, it is a boat that'll get up and get on plane and move along. So. It handles well. You can do about anything with this you can with a faster boat. You're just a little bit limited in speed instead of going 70 or so.
Well, there you've heard it, folks. You've heard the people's explanations of why they picked certain boats this week. Now, what's happened here is the girls are dumping me because they found a guy that's got a boat like this, and they want to go with them, and they know how to do this. So, girls, I'm going to ask you to go ahead. I understand you're going to take him?
Yeah, we'll go out for a little ride here.
How much you want to bet he brings them back real quick? I know. Please, go right ahead. Girls, bye-bye.
Yes, that's our bill.
I don't think so, Bill. You're not about to catch that boat. Our girls are gone forever. But it's okay, because we're out of time with only enough left to acknowledge the fine work of our award-winning production team, including Jog Itzenthaler, John Kuchan, Chris Schutz, Mike Sabatino, Tom McGrady, and intern Keith Hansen. Special thanks to JVTV's Jerry Bryant. Music is created for us by Fireside Recording Studio in Westchester, Illinois, and by independent artists Sir Roger Pauley and Jerry Herbert. Of course, we've got to take a moment to thank the stars of this edition of Motorsports Unlimited: Tracy Allen, Peggy O'Donnell, Allison DeMore, Crystal Kuchan, Marlissa Weber, and our host, Bill Wildt. Me, I'm Carl King, saying thank you to the Seneca Yacht Club and Jack Cunningham's Hidden Cove Marina for helping us show you a little bit about boating. And by the way, folks, treat yourselves. Go down to your local marina and look at the beautiful boats. It doesn't cost anything, and it's a wonderful way to spend the afternoon. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
This program made possible in part by support from Jimmy's Red Hots, located on Grand Avenue and Pulaski Road in Chicago.
This program made possible in part by support from the Chicagoland Toys for Tots Motorcycle Parade held on Western Avenue in Chicago, the first Sunday in December.
This program made possible in part by support from ABC Auto Parts, located on Ashland Avenue at 138th Street in Blue Island, Illinois.
Motorsports Unlimited is produced by Bill Wildt, president of the Motorsport Advancement Crusade.
This program made possible in part by support from Bridgestone Firestone and your local Bridgestone Firestone tire retailers.
This program made possible in part by support from Copy That, located in the County Farm Plaza at County Farm Road and Army Trail Road in Carroll Stream, Illinois. This program made possible in part by support from PB Food Products, located on 47th Street at Western Avenue in Chicago, Illinois.
This program made possible in part by support from J.C. Whitney & Company, located just off I-80 at the Utica exit in LaSalle, Illinois.
Motorsports Unlimited was created to raise public consciousness, understanding, and appreciation of the motorsport community and their activities. You can contact us by email at msutv.com, or you can write to Motorsport, P.O. Box 66242, Chicago, Illinois, 60666. We enjoy hearing from our audience. Please let us know what you think.
As an expert, and I'm looking forward to it, and so hopefully maybe I'll be back again next year.
And are you as enthusiastic today as you were 20 years ago?
Well, I think so. You got to have a big heart to do this, and I got a big heart, and I have a good time. I enjoy the people at the races. I enjoy racing motorcycles, so it's great for me.
So that's it, another edition of Motorsports Unlimited and the lovely ladies of motorsports. And be with us next week because we'll have something real exciting. Bill Wildt's going to have the lovely ladies, and just about anything can happen right here on Motorsports Unlimited. Every week at this time, we bring you the best in motorsports. So be seeing ya. Bye-bye, and keep on rocking.